for joining us today. Steve and I are still doing our part to stay healthy by staying home. So he's at his house and I'm at my house, and we are still crafting away together. He is going to be showing you how to create these incredible, beautiful floral wreaths, but we're not using flowers. We're using flowers that we've created using recycled egg cartons. So Steve, are you ready to do it on Make It with Mod Podge?
Hey everybody and welcome. And Kat, thanks for that intro, and stay safe at home with your family. So like Kathy said, we are going to be making egg carton flowers. These are really beautiful, but the first thing I want to show you is the supplies you're going to need for this project. So first, of course, you're going to need egg cartons, the cardboard ones. So save those up. We're also going to be using napkins and tissue paper. So we have a couple different colors of tissue paper and a coordinating napkin to match. We're also going to be using some titanium folk art white paint, and today we're using the Mod Podge in satin. So we're also going to be using rhinestones for some embellishments. I'm going to show you what we're making. We're making the rose egg carton flowers, which are right here. See how pretty those are? And we put these around a wreath. So, but these embellishments can be put around all sorts of different things, and we'll get into that a little bit when we're making. So if you guys are ready, I'm ready, so let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you guys is what we're making, and we're making these petals out of the egg cartons. Now we're making 5 different sizes. So there you go. So those are the 5 different sizes we're going to be making, because you're going to want these to stack up like this to create, you know, a flower petal. We're going to show you that in a little bit, but let me show you this first. Of course, we're going to be using an egg carton just like this, and we're going to be using the bottom half. So you want to cut off this lid part, and you're going to end up with this. Now each petal is one of the little egg holders. So you're just basically going to cut out like so. One of the egg holder compartments. So next we want to cut down the sides of the egg carton holder to expose the petals. So we're just going to go right down the sides here, cut those out of the compartments like that, so you end up with something that looks just like this. Now you can see all the way around, we just cut the 4 sides out, and then you're going to round off each of them to create one of your flower petals. Now remember, you're going to be making 5 of these. So these are all going to be different sizes. So you can start off making the large one and work all the way around. And then you're going to go down all the way to the smaller one. And you can compare these once you finish. You know, there you go. That can be your first one, just like so. So I'll show you again right over here what we've done. Here was our large one. You know, detail it out, and here was our smallest one. So that just shows you kind of, you know, the reference and everything in between. Okay? So once you have that done, the next thing you're going to want to do is get your paint, your folk art paint, and you're going to paint your first petal. Now, here I have one that's already done. I just completely painted this, and front and back. You're gonna wanna make sure that, you know, either do 1 coat, see how it turns out, or you can do 2 coats. And that's what you're gonna end up with. So the next step is Mod Podging with our satin Mod Podge, our tissue paper, and our napkins. So now this is where you guys get to get creative. We're using napkins and tissue paper for this, so there's going to be alternate napkin, tissue paper, napkin, tissue paper. They both work very well. The napkins, of course, you've seen a variety of those out there. They have a lot of different styles and different patterns on it, so this is great to use for your flower petals. And of course, tissue paper comes in a variety of colors, so we're going to be using all 4 of them. So let's get started with that. You can use your matte formula, you can use your gloss formula, you can even use sparkle formula for this project, but today we are using the satin formula. And you're going to want to take your formula and just go right over your petals. Just like that. Okay, see that okay? I'm kind of working in a different situation now, so I hope this is coming through nicely for you guys, because we're not back in the studio right now because of our separation here. And then you're going to want to take your napkin and you want to make sure you're going to center that right on top of it, because you're going to be using some of this excess to create this flower. You're going to go right on top and then do another coat of the satin Mod Podge right on top and press that down so it looks something like that. Very simple. Now you want to set that aside, let that dry. Oh, I'd let it dry for about 20 minutes. And of course I have my step out here, one that's already completely dry. Here's the step out, and I like to trim away just a little bit around the edges, just like so. Get those corners off of there, just kind of make it another round shape. And then once you've done that, you want to go down in between your petals and cut the napkin straight down. Boom. Okay, then turn it over. We're going to take our satin Mod Podge and just go right on top of the back of that petal. And then you're going to layer this around it. Now the reason why we're doing this is because we like a little bit of that bulkiness, because you know flower petals, how they look. They've got all different shapes and all sorts of you know, grooves and lines. It just makes it a little bit more organic and makes it look a little bit more like a real flower. And just go all the way across and just do that for each one. Now remember, you're going to be doing 5 of these in all different sizes. Okay, and then of course I get in there with my fingers, because that's what I like to do, and smooth everything out and make it look pretty. There we go. Okay, there we go. And now you're going to set that aside to dry. So the next step of this is, let me show you. Let's clear some of this away, and I'm going to show you what we've done. Here's some pre-made ones already. Here's the large. Here's that second size. Here's the third size. Here's the fourth size. And I've got a 5th size right here. And this is where I added my embellishment right inside there. Now, you're going to be able to stack these up. You're just going to glue right in between each one of these and create yourself a pretty flower, just like that. Really simple, guys. It's a simple project. Again, here's some tissue paper that we used also. You can do pinks and purples and all sorts of things. But here is, it's just a little puzzle. Now let me show you how we're gonna hot glue that together. So we're just gonna add a little hot glue right into the center, and then drop your first petal in, and make sure that your petals are each in between the other petals. See that? So it overlaps one another. Another little hot glue right on in there. Get my next size, go in between the petals. A little push. This is a great way to recycle egg cartons and make these embellishments that you can put on a bunch of things. Squeeze those together, see how that's forming? And our final petal. Now remember, you guys can make these with just one petal by itself. You can do 2 layered, you can do 3 layered, you can do 4, 5, we did 5. And here it is. Here is your final flower. Doesn't that look nice? All different layers. And again, these are embellishments that you can put on anything. You can put on top of over frames. You can do art pieces with these. You can do all sorts of things. Let me get our wreath again. And you can see here how we've created around a wreath all the different flowers. And I'm sure you guys can think of plenty of projects where these embellishments could be used. So here is our wreath, and here is our rose egg carton flowers for all you. So there we have it, everybody, our egg carton flower wreath. Don't forget to tag Plaid Crafts and hashtag Mod Podge and show us what you're making. And we'll see you next Thursday. And be safe out there, everybody.